Welcome back to Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. We want to get directly to the phones. We've got the Car Pro Jerry Reynolds on the line. Jerry, how's life in Dallas right now?
Buddy, it's a beautiful morning. It's 55 degrees or so, and the sun is shining brightly. And I'm riding around in a new Chevy Tahoe this week.
Yeah, and it's not my favorite color, but I actually really like it.
I'll tell you what, they hit a home run with this one, guys. I like the old Tahoe. It hadn't changed any since 2015, but it was very nice, and it's been a big seller for Chevrolet. And I got to tell you, I don't know how many of them they can produce, but right now they are selling like hotcakes all over the country with this new 2021 model. Big changes to the interior. It's a much nicer vehicle than it was. I've got the Z71, which is the four-wheel drive version. And the big change, sometimes when you have major changes with cars, sometimes you just can't see it. And that was the case with this 2021 Tahoe. They changed the rear suspension to an independent rear suspension, and it just totally changed the ride and handling of the Tahoe. It's so much better now. And it also, one of the things that people didn't like about the last version of the Tahoe was there was kind of a couple of inch lip in the rear area because of the old suspension that they couldn't get the floor down flat. And so you had kind of a step into the third row seat, and they've eliminated that with the new suspension system, and it just rides and drives so much better. It is 6.5 inches longer than the last one. And where they used that space was primarily between the front row and the second row, but then the third row seating is so roomy. It's the roomiest SUV I've ever been in. Two adults could be very comfortable back there. It's got two 12.6-inch screens on the front seat.
I saw that, and that looks really big when you're that close to them.
It does. But, I think their point was so that the third row occupants could also see what was going on there. And, man, this has got the 5.3-liter V8. You can get a 6.2-liter, and then later, probably first quarter next year, you'll be able to get this vehicle in a diesel. And I think that's going to be a huge seller.
Oh, it is. It's going. I'll tell you what. I look at what was it? The Ford Excursion did really, really well in the diesel, and I was surprised when the Ford got rid of that.
Yeah, the sales waned on those. I was in the Ford business on a couple of Ford dealerships at that time. I always loved them. I drove them a lot, but they were so big. And they had a rough ride. I mean, it was based on a 3/4-ton pickup. So the ride quality wasn't there. But I got to tell you guys, I don't get totally enamored with vehicles all that much anymore. It becomes a job at some point. But this Tahoe is really something special. And next week, I will have the Suburban all week long.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we'll see what that's all about. $68,000 on the window sticker of this Tahoe. It's got everything you could put on one except it does not have the panoramic moonroof.
Well, I was surprised by the $68,000 because you look at a lot of these, and I was expecting with the leather and everything else that's in that for it to be pushing $80,000.
Oh yeah, me too. For today's standards, absolutely. I mean that hits me as under the price of an Expedition, and of course the Yukon equipped like this won't be a little bit more. GMCs always are, but I got to tell you, I was surprised too, Matt. At $68,000, I thought, wow. Down the road, when we start to see some incentives on these, there's nothing right now, but down the road when they're more plentiful and we see incentives, this is going to be a really good buy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I really like it. Like I said, I would never get white, but I like the car.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Got a lot of cargo area in the back behind the third row seat, which is, a little unusual these days.
Yeah.
Typically, if you got that size SUV in a third row seat, when you open up that lift gate, it's tight back
like
there.
A foot at most.
Yeah, and this one I tape measured because I just wanted to know myself from the rear seat, the third row seat, to the gate opening is 21 inches.
Oh.
And of course, you get a lot of depth, too, because this vehicle is tall.
Right.
Overall, I think Chevy knocked it out of the park.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump over to your news section. I found what I want for Christmas.
I bet it's got 807 in it.
Let's see. Yes, it does. It has the number 807 in it, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet, but I want it.
Well, I'm sure your wife wouldn't mind if you put it on the coffee table or whatever.
Until I found something else to put it in.
Yeah. What Matt's talking about is Chrysler is offering a crate engine just in time for Christmas. It's an 807-horse Hellcat engine that you can drop into your vehicle, assuming it'll fit. And, boy, this thing is...
Just rip off the hood. Come on.
If engines could be pretty, this one is.
It's nice.
It really is. And you can get it for just $29,995.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a lot less than buying the Hellcat outright. I know a lot of people who are going to be excited about this. I know you probably know this, but I don't know if everybody else does. But it's kind of a thing now where they're taking old cars and putting newer engines in there and really getting those the hot rod going, but also putting a lot of the comforts of a new vehicle in it, and that's become kind of a thing if you have the money to do so. And this to me sounds like it's a home run for the Dodge.
Yeah, Mopar's very aggressive with their accessories and that sort of thing. The other thing that's happening, Matt, is people are taking classics, from the 70s and 80s, mm-hmm. and putting electric drivetrains in them.
Ah.
Because electric cars are so fast. I saw an old K5 Blazer the other day that was completely electrified. And it's kind of cool. I like that idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking 71 Barracuda with 807 horses sounds good to me.
That would work. That would work.
What else is on the news section there at CarProUSA.com?
Well, we've got the Texas Auto Riders Truck Rodeo winners, which is an annual thing every year. This year, the 2021 Ram 1500 was declared the Truck of Texas, and that was sort of big news. We've got our annual Christmas recipes up at CarProUSA.com. And those are really good. If you haven't tried the Make-Ahead mashed potatoes, that is a must. I promise you that. And then we've got the J.D. Power Resale Value Award, something that I watch closely every year because resale value is a big driver for me when I recommend cars. So lots going on at CarProUSA.com under the news section.
So I do have a quick question, and I know that Connor's giving me dirty looks, but you said the 1500 was won that award. Isn't it normal? The Truck of Texas, isn't that normally the F-150?
A lot of years it is, but here was the kicker this year. Ford did not participate because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
they didn't
smart.
have an entry there. And of course that could have changed the outcome, but you can't win if you don't come, and that's kind of that. Oh, and the other thing we've got up is our salute to veterans from Veterans Day yesterday. So that's something that we do every year as well. So take a look at that.
All right. Well, Jerry, thank you for coming on. We'll talk to you again next week. I just want to remind everyone you're here every Saturday from 11 to 1. So we'll listen to you then as well.
Hi, Dave.
I don't know.
Good to have you on this morning, Jerry.
Good to talk to you, pal.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right. Bye, Jerry. Have a good day. News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. We'll be right back.